Well, we're back for the weekend well-being with Karen Ferguson of the Maven Club. Hello, Karen.
Hi Nathan, how are you?
Very well. How's your week been?
It's been great actually, and been challenged to remember to smile, to focus on those things that make me smile, and then to be generous in giving them as many away as possible. So
Yeah,
I enjoyed that challenge, I have to say.
yeah, it's a good challenge, and it is hard sometimes to smile, but it's the sort of thing that we can do, and like you say, it doesn't cost us anything, but it might help others, and we can give it away as a free gift to others.
Mhm.
So, and yeah, definitely difficult. Definitely a really good challenge to think about specifically about things that make you smile, because we might
Mhm.
be too easily focused on all the negative aspects of life, and that does the opposite. But yeah, really great challenge. What's our sort of well-being challenge for this week then?
Yeah, so the focus that I thought we'd think about this week is actually based on a conversation my husband and I were having last night. We've been taking some time just to read through a book. We've done it a few times in the past, but we just find it really helpful for our perspective and refocusing, and especially at the start of another year. Or I mean, we're right into February now, but it's we started sort of in January. And that book that we've been doing has been The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. So it's quite an oldie now, but we find that it's really helpful to come back to it every so often. And one of the things that came up was this idea of meditation. Now, depending on what belief systems your listeners have, some people may find that they have a faith, and what I'm talking about today, it's very relevant to perhaps thinking about Bible verses. For others who that's not so real for them, there's certainly different things that you can substitute from a Bible verse into a reality for this particular thing. But I wanted us to focus on this idea of meditation. Now, sometimes meditation can be very sort of mystical, or it can seem like it's a lot of work, or you need a lot of time and a lot of space. But I kind of think of it more in terms of what was my mind actually focusing on. And the reason I referenced Rick Warren is because he said something in this book. He said, if you know how to worry, you know how to meditate. And essentially, if you're used to worrying, then you're meditating over all of those concerns and issues. And he's suggesting that you've already got that skill, just change what it is that you're focusing on. So for him, he would suggest that it's perhaps, a Bible verse or something like that. And for many people, that will be helpful. But it can be as simple as just a phrase or something that you want to meditate on. So, again, I'd encourage you to keep it simple. It might be as something as simple as a statement as three words that say, I am loved. Now, that might be a simple statement, but it may not be as simple to feel or believe that. But there is something that we can do, and we can control our well-being by switching off that worry or that negative thinking and deciding to meditate on something that is going to be healthier for us and more positive. So I think today it's all about just recognizing that if you know how to worry, then you know how to meditate. It doesn't have to be a complicated process, but just switch the thing that you're focusing on onto something that is going to be healthier for you. A phrase, a Bible verse, something that is going to be uplifting and can stop the worry in its tracks. So this weekend, why not think about what that looks like for you? If it's a little statement, perhaps even write it on some post-its and stick them around places. If you brush your teeth in front of the mirror, pop a post-it on the mirror. If you are used to washing up and there's somewhere you can pop a post-it note, or you use the hob or boil the kettle. If I know your dad's a big tea drinker, isn't he? If you get him to pop one on the kettle. So it's wherever you are, you're going to see this little reminder of healthy things to meditate on. And don't overcomplicate the process, thinking that you have to have all these things in place, or you have to have a set aside time, or have a sort of process to go through, but just learn to focus on things that are going to be good for you, something that is healthy for you, and meditate on wholesome things that are going to edify you rather than focusing on the things that perhaps cause you concern. So look after your well-being this weekend by learning how to just meditate on a few words that will encourage you.
Wonderful. Thanks, Karen. I mean, that's so true, isn't it? Meditating on something good. I love that quote. If you can worry about things, then you can meditate on things. And it's so easy to focus on all the negative things and all the worries, concerns. But yeah, absolutely right. We need to sort of shift our focus toward things that are actually much more beneficial, much more hopeful, and less depressing.
Absolutely. And that's not to belittle anything that people may have that is causing concern or is a real area of anxiety. And it's important to get support and to have safe spaces where you can talk through those things. But this is just about learning a new habit around helping to use positive statements or Bible verses or whatever it might be that help you not to spend your whole time worrying, but to kind of turn that thinking around. And then you can have those appropriate times where you're exploring the things that are really concerning you with somebody that you trust at a different time. But this is kind of like a little tool to help us get through every day just by focusing on meditating on things that are going to be helpful for us.
Absolutely right. And I suppose if we are on our own focusing on bad things, we can easily sort of spiral or go around in circles. But we need other people to help us sort of share the load and get a better perspective on some of these things. But being able to focus on something good on our own is really helpful.
Thank you. Yeah. So
That's
look
great.
forward to hearing if anyone's kind of got a special verse or a saying or a special place they popped a post-it note to remind them. It'd be fun to hear from the listeners, wouldn't it?
Yes, that'd be great. Let us know how you're getting on with this well-being challenge. What are you focusing on? Is it maybe a famous quote or a really helpful memory, perhaps, or a helpful so maybe something you know somebody you know said to you and something that really encouraged you, really built you up. Let us know. And thank you so much to Karen from the Maven Club.
Thank you.